Alright, so straight in, we're going to be using an oil paint, Abteilung 502's black. We're going to take most of that off on some paper towel, and then we're going to pretty much dry brush or scrub that over the top of our black primer paint. This is just going to give us a thin layer over the top that we can use as like a blending layer. So when we come in with our next oil color, we can sort of feather those colors in a little easier over the top of the muscles and try and give him some definition over those skin suits the assassins wear. So yeah, as you can see, just keep going all over. Anywhere where the skin suit is primed black, just keep going and keep scrubbing that oil paint all over. So now that that's done, we're going to be taking our next colour, Abteilung 502's Ghost Grey, and we're basically going to go through and highlight each muscle group on the skin suit. So we'll start highlighting each of the deltoids there, we'll go way down to the biceps, do the quads, hamstrings, butt, everything's going to get a highlight. We're just trying to make sure that we make a conscious effort of leaving the black in the recesses and use that blending layer to blend from black up to the ghost grey colour. I just thought I'd add in quickly that the reason that we're using oils for these skin suits is purely because of the blending value you can get out of them. I have done these models before with acrylics, and I just found that unless you use a tremendous amount of effort to get those thin layers in or doing wet blending, the contrast between the colors are just far too stark. And general feedback has been that, you know, if we use oils, we'll be able to get smoother transitions. So this is what we're doing. So you can see there as we blend the black scrubbing layer that we've already put down previously, we're able to blend that ghost grey in quite smoothly and gives us a much smoother finish between the two colours. And I'm taking him off camera, classic first tutorial. So here you can see that I am just adding a little bit more black into those recesses, just trying to smooth out those transitions a little bit further. So you can see here I'm just going in and just making sure I touch up a few of those little highlighted areas, just adding a little bit more of that space grey over the top, make sure everything looks good. So after we finish with our oil colours, I've gone ahead off camera and based in the rest of our acrylic colours, which is Mephiston Red, Runeborn Brass, Mournfang Brown, and any generic iron or silver colour will do for your gun casings. After that's cured, which is probably about 15-20 minutes, I'm just going over the top with a thin wash of Abteilung 502's black. This is just mixed down with white spirits, which you can get from most artist supply stores, and we're just going to layer that over all things red and metal brown coloured. So from there we're going to use a thinned down version of Abteilung 502's black that is just thinned down with some white spirits, and then we're going to apply that all over our acrylic bases, so all over our reds and browns and silver parts. Sorry guys, I apologize. You have to do a little bit more camera work on keeping this thing in focus. Okay, so now here we're going to go through with that cotton bud drenched in white spirits, and we're just dabbing on the top, so don't pull and wipe and stuff, be very careful. Just dabbing on and off is perfect to sort of pull back some of that oil from the outermost parts and leaving it in the recesses. If you feel like you're going to get the cotton bud everywhere and touch a lot of the other paint, you can go in with a paintbrush and do this. It works just as well. If not, maybe a little bit better because it's a little bit more controlled, but I'm just trying to get this one done. So here I've just got the blow dryer and I'm just trying to flash off any of the excess white spirits that have been left on from the cotton bud. Now we're using Abteilung 502's blue-green on anything brass, just touching in some colour. So after that's done, we're going to hit it with some AK Interactive Ultra Matte Varnish just to try and seal everything in a bit. Then we're going to get our blow dryer and try and cure that a little bit quicker. Just do it for a minute or so and turn it around, and that should be sufficient. Okay, so now we're coming in with some Citadel blood for the blood god and some white spirits, and we're going to mix them together and then start applying that over the faceplate of the skull, on the tip of the needle, and we're going to hit the back of the claws. The reason we do it this way is that the way that blood for the blood god mixes with the white spirits is it separates it a little nicer and it beads up, and it looks like it's a little bit more to scale with blood splatter. Preceding that, we're going to go in with some white primer, and we're just going to block in these tubes where all the poisonous venoms are meant to be, and get them ready. Then we're going to come in with some Hexwraith Flame from Citadel and just block that over the top of all that white primer and let that sit. Now, off camera, I did go back in over the top and do a little bit of OSL on the little lamp light on his shoulder, and I've done a little bit more of the Hexwraith Flame over any of the poison tube areas, and this is basically to give those poisonous areas a little bit more of an eerie glow, which you'll see in the video there. So that's us done, guys. You can easily replicate this method for all of your assassins. The big thing is doing the skin suits. So use those oils to get those smooth transitions between the shadows of the muscles and the highlighted areas. But yeah, as you can see, you can replicate this method and fill in all the other colors appropriately. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and have a good one.